What's up guys, it's Carl Games here, and today I'm bringing you my Geargias deck profile. This is an up and improved Geargias deck profile, and I still think Geargias are really good for this format. And yeah, I've made a lot of improvements to the profile, and it's really consistent, probably the most consistent build yet. Has really good matchups against Prophecy, Verse, you name it, all the meta decks. This deck is pretty solid and gains so much advantage, so I thought I'd show it to you guys. And I apologise I haven't done a video in a while. I just didn't know what the format's going to be like, so I didn't want to shove anything in a deck profile that I didn't know what the hell I was talking about. So yeah, for start off, we're playing free Geargias Armor. Geargias Armor is a staple at free. You need it. This is basically your Stratus of the deck. This deck has very good potential to OTK. Initially, all you need is to survive a turn with Geargias Armor set and have an accelerator in your hand, and you potentially win the game. You can do over 8k damage. So yeah, free armor is so needed in the deck. Okay, then we're playing free Accelerator. Accelerator is a really good card in the way that it makes you go sees crazy. Really good against Verse. I've tested against Verse. People dual terminal cards. And Geargias still have a pretty good matchup. This is the Machina engine, by the way. And people say, oh, you can't use Machina Fortress against First if they have Ophion on the field. Well, typically I go in have the accelerators use the accelerators, special summon them, and go into a Fairy King. And literally, that is a really good card against that deck. So yeah, free Accelerator. Then I'm playing free armor. Just adds really good consistency to the deck, which is why I'm playing it at free, and I've really liked it at free, which is why I'm still running it at free. And I don't play any MKs just because MKs require me to have rank 3s in my extra deck, and me not playing rank 3s makes me make more rooms for rank 4s when more situational plays. And then onto the Machina engine, we're playing free Gear Frames. Gear Frame is hands down one of the best cards in the deck. The ability to search Fortress and Cannon to make Big Eye, which is probably one of the most powerful cards in the game right now, is just amazing. And then I'm playing free Fortress. Fortress is amazing, tutoring to the Big Eye, and also just such a hard card to come by. If your opponent uses effect on it, a monster effect on it, you get to see their hand, so it generates you advantage. And also, when it's destroyed, you can destroy your opponent's monster. So yeah, Machina Fortress has multiple effects. And the last two monsters are two Machina Cannons. I'm really liking two Machina Cannons. It just lets me abuse Machina Fortress, and I really like, typically, because when if I've used my fortresses, and typically when I play Pot of Avarice in the deck, I typically don't want to revive Machina Fortresses. I'd rather just revive the Gear Frames, because then if I summon Gear Frame, I can just add a cannon and it's an instant fortress on the field, which is why I like two fortresses. So yeah, that wraps up the monsters. It's just pure machiners, no nothing. All my monsters are machines. 17 monsters. I didn't put the card Ds because all Thunder Kings, because I thought, like, if I had a hand with, if I was going second and I had a Geargias Armor or a Thunder King, I didn't know really what to do, because Thunder King is only really good to go in first. Although it's really good against the mirror match isn't seen that much, and against other decks, I felt that it wasn't needed. And Geargias Armor is 1900 defense, pretty good. So yeah, I like this monster lineup, and I'm gonna stick to it. So yeah, 17 monsters. Onto the spells. Limited removal. This card helps you steal games, which is why it's pretty much a staple in this deck. Not a staple in gadgets, in my opinion, but really good in Geargias. Mind Control. This card's really good against mirror match, good against gadgets, good against so many matchups like Fire Fist, and because they go into rank 4s. Also good against Mermails. You can Mind Control the Abyss Megalo, drop your Fortress, go into a Big Eye, and then, like, I don't know, take them Moulin Glacier, whatever the hell they have on the field. So yeah. Then Pot of Avarice. This card's obviously a staple in the deck. This card's so good due to so many recycling plays, and so many times I've won from a top deck Pot of Avarice, because this deck's consistency is so high, and the graveyard management isn't amazing, but you're more or less gonna have 5 monsters in the grave by turn 2 if everything goes to plan, or 5 monsters total on the field That's great. Okay, and then next card, I'm playing 2 Forbidden Lance. It's not the best. It's a really good card in Geargias because if your opponent has like I don't know. I can't really think of a good Juma Werewolf and if they use Rescue Out to summon Juma Werewolf, and they attack into your Geargia army, you just activate Lance. They'll lose battle damage, and this also survives. Not to mention that you'll get its effect, and then next turn you can just set it, flip summon it, and then add another accelerator to your hand, and that should be game if everything goes to plan, because you can do over 8k damage on that turn. If this is attacked, and then you can reset it, flip summon it with its effect, and then yeah, you should win the game, because then you'll have 2 accelerators in hand. So yeah, that's why I like 2 Forbidden Lance in the deck, and plus it's just good to help get past Bottomless and Mirror Force and that as well. And then we play 3 MSTs. I've bumped up to 3 MSTs. This is the only real difference to the spell lineup from my previous build. I think 3 MSTs is pretty good right now, and we're pretty much considering it a staple in the deck. I think back removal is too important, especially against Fighters, because Gorilla can be a problem to the deck, destroying your Geargia armor by sending Tenkies and Tensus to the graveyard, which is why I think that 3 MST is just good. And plus it's just good against so many matchups, like the ability when I was playing Mermails, and I'm actually beat it with this very deck. It was pretty good the way I did it. He set a card like top deck in scenario. I had an MS, and I already had a set MST, and I just flipped it, destroy it, and then next game I just attacked full game. So yeah, 3 MSTs. And then we play the staples: Heavy, Reborn, Dark. So yeah, that runs up the spells. 11 spells in the deck. On to the traps. We're playing 12 traps for a total of 40 card deck. I played, by the way, 40 cards in the deck just because I really wanted to get my first turn armor plays more live. And yeah, I like the 40 ratio deck count. Okay, we're playing 2. The Solemn Brigade, both Warning and Judgment, pretty much a staple in any trap deck. Any deck that plays traps. 2 Bottomless, really good against the mirror match and destroying Machine of Cannons and Machine of Fortresses, and also good against so many matchups that I think it's pretty much a staple in almost every deck right now. And then we're playing a personal tech of mine, 3 Fiendish Chain. I really like Fiendish Chain, the way it's going against Fifist. It's pretty good against Hieratics. Hieratics are seeing more play right now, and yeah, I really like it against a lot of matchups. The ability to just stop your opponent from attacking your armor, or doing some crazy combos with Tenki and stuff against Fifist, just really broken in my opinion, and it's really good against Prophecy, which is why I felt the need for 3 Fiendish Chain. I originally took out basically the Thunder Kings for the Fiendish Chain, just because I took out the 2 Thunder Kings and the Ghost for the Fiendish Chain, just because I thought that Fiendish Chain would serve me better, because it not only stops my opponents from effects, but stops them from attacking, which is what Gauze would do, basically just help me live, and so does Fiendish Chain. And so yeah, I opted to run Fiendish Chain, and it's not let me down, and plus it stops monster effects, something which is becoming more and more big and dramatic as we're going through the format. Okay, then I'm playing my personal text, 1 D Prism, 1 Mirror Force. You guys know that I like to play 1 of each, just because of the variety and of the different situations these cards work in hand off. Like, this is pretty good against Chaos Dragons, but if they spawn, this is really good. And then Firefist, Mirror Force is really good against Evils. Basically, they're both not really that good, but there's other cards that I have to counter Evils, like Fiendish Chain and stuff, which is why I don't think Evil Swarms are the worst matchups for Geargias. I mean, so far I've been with this deck EXO because of the surprise factor that this deck has, and because of the consistency it has. Okay, then I'm playing 1 Torrential, just because typically you're going to have a set armor most of the time, and you really don't want to Torrential the field. But however, I didn't cut this because there are situations where a Torrential will just save my ass. So yeah, the ability to just clear out the field is just amazing. Okay, next card I'm playing is a really good card. I'm even thinking of bumping this up to 2 or 3. It's Call of the Haunted. Looking on some OCG deck profiles on Shriek, and I found that some of the Geargias players were playing Machine of Fortress, and I was like, what the hell, they're playing Call of the Haunted? And then I realised that the ability to just abuse Fortress, even though you don't have a cannon, when you don't have a cannon or anything, late game is amazing. Fortress is such a powerful card in the game right now, and Call of the Haunted just helps tutor it even more. Plus, not to mention that Call of the Haunted is the single-hand reason why I won against my Momo matchup. He had, I think, an Abyss Megalo attacked, and I chained Call of the Haunted, brought out my Fortress, and he couldn't do anything from that because he had no cards in hand, and this was the only card I drew in. So, if this had been any other card, I would have most likely lost the game. So yeah, Call of the Haunted. And last card is Starlight Road. Typically, the only way you lose to with Geargias is when they like dark hold the field, when you typically go for the typical play of a Gear Frame, Fortress, and a Gear Guy and X. So yeah, I think Starlight Road is pretty stable. Plus, it works really good well. Call of the Haunted, like if you have this set, if you have this activated and they heavy storm the field, just road it and then generate advantage of Stardust. So yeah, that runs up the traps. 12 traps, 40-card deck. On to the extra deck. Extra deck is becoming even more and more tight as we progress through the format, but I'll show it to you guys. Gear Guy and X, this card's pretty much a staple at 2 in the extra deck. You can get by if you want, in my opinion, if you're a budget player, but for the OTK, where you have an accelerator, 2 accelerators and a gear frame on the field, you need 2 Gear Guy and X's, because you don't need the second one, but it just generates so much advantage that I feel the need for 2 Gear Guy and X. And this card is just getting better by the format. You could have like 1 and a Digestor Emerald when it's legal, because then you recycle the Gear Guy and X's, but I don't know, I haven't tested that out yet, that's because it's not legal yet. And then we play Utopia Ray. I have made Utopia Ray once, and it's 1 mini game, which is why I'm playing it, because I'm playing Mind Control, but I don't think, if anything, I think in future I'm going to cut this for the Digestor Emerald, most likely. Just because it has like a mini pot of Avarice recycling. Okay, then I'm playing a Gemini Pearl and a Fairy King. Really good again the Gozer match, and this is surprisingly enough I'm using it more often than ever. And this is just to get over Utopia and stuff. Okay, and then we play Maestroke and Polyton Pop Operative. Black Shipracorn isn't legal in the UK, which is why I can't play it. So, and Maestroke is pretty much a staple in the deck, and Photon Pop Operative sometimes does more damage than Black Shipracorn. So another reason why Pappy is still really good. Then I'm playing Stormstorm Roach. This card's pretty much a staple against Chaos Dragons, and pretty decent against the new Mermels, especially if they have like where they use the Abystias and all that stuff. And yeah, Roach is just a pretty vital card against that deck. Then I'm playing Gaga Cowboy. This card helps you steal games, and also just helps you get over BLS. So yeah, a really good card, not to mention it's an Earth, so it's also good against Undergoes a match. Next is Abyss Dweller, pretty staple card against Mermels, really good, and yeah, does so much damage to that deck, and Dark Lords, which can be an awkward matchup, which is another reason why I like Abyss Dweller. And I'm actually won against Dark Lords with this deck as well. Really weird how I faced all the worst matchups for the deck and I've beaten them all. Okay, then I'm playing number 16 Shockmaster, simply because this card has helped me against Light Spawns. I mean, remember having like a Machine Fortress, a Gear Frame, a Shockmaster, and like 2 back row, and he just scooped, just simply because I had cool monster effects. So we can drop it Gauze or a Trag, or anything else like a Battle Phantom. And Big Eye and Guy Dragoon for the rank 7s. Big Eye is one of the most powerful cards in the game right now, and it's so expensive. So happy I got this one, it was much cheaper. And Guy Dragoon is just a really good card, especially when you mind control like an Adrius and just go overlay with Guy Dragoon, it's just really good. And sometimes I go into this when I'm attacking over the token or something, whatever the hell that I'm playing against certain matchups. And the last card is the Starlight Road. So yeah, that's my deck profile for you guys. If you like this video, please remember to comment, subscribe for more Yu-Gi-Oh videos, and tell me what some adjustments I could make to the deck. Sorry I haven't done a video in a while, guys, but cheers guys for watching. Adios.